Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
Caitlin Clark wasn't just the future of women's basketball. She was redefining it in real time, and ESPN made sure the world knew it. Imagine a young athlete who commanded the attention of sports legends, featured in a docuseries, had a special edition magazine dedicated to her, and captured the undivided focus of the sports media giant, ESPN. Caitlin Clark's story wasn't just told, it was immortalized. But what did this all mean for her, for the sport, and for how we consume women's sports? Let's dive into the powerhouse relationship between Caitlin Clark and ESPN, and why it set a new standard for athletic stardom. On March 29, 2024, ESPN did something extraordinary. They released a 96-page special edition magazine entirely dedicated to Caitlin Clark. This wasn't just another magazine, it was a celebration of her rise from a promising talent to a college basketball icon. The pages were filled with archival content, exclusive interviews, and stories from ESPN's most respected journalists. It was a tribute usually reserved for the likes of Tom Brady or Serena Williams. But why Caitlin Clark? It was simple. Her impact on the sport had been nothing short of revolutionary. ESPN didn't just document her journey, they cemented her legacy while it was still unfolding. Flipping through those pages, readers could see her clutch performances, her leadership on the court, and the moments that already made her a household name. This magazine was more than just a publication. It was a statement about the changing landscape of sports media and the rising importance of women athletes. As if a magazine wasn't enough, Caitlin Clark was also front and center in ESPN's docuseries, Full Court Press, which aired on May 11th and 12, 2024. This wasn't just another sports documentary, it was an all-access pass into the life of a basketball prodigy. Viewers saw Caitlin Clark like never before, behind the scenes, in the locker room, and during those intense moments that defined a champion. Full Court Press captured not just the highlights of her season with the Iowa Hawkeyes, but also the grit, determination, and personal struggles that came with being in the spotlight. It was a raw and unfiltered look at what it took to be Caitlin Clark. Through this docuseries, ESPN didn't just tell her story, they gave fans a front-row seat to witness the making of a legend. This kind of in-depth coverage was rare, especially for women's sports, and it underscored ESPN's commitment to elevating female athletes to the status they deserve. The 2024 WNBA Draft was a pivotal moment in Caitlin Clark's career, and ESPN followed her journey closely. As she was projected to be the first overall pick by the Indiana Fever, the anticipation was at an all-time high. This wasn't just a draft, it marked the beginning of a new era in women's basketball, with Caitlin Clark at the helm. ESPN's coverage of the draft was extensive, highlighting her achievements and the expectations surrounding her entry into the league. But this moment was more than just about where she'd play. It was about how she would shape the future of the WNBA. The media attention she garnered had already set her apart from her peers, and as she stepped onto the professional stage, ESPN was poised to amplify her impact even further. With great power came great responsibility, and Caitlin Clark's relationship with ESPN was a testament to that. While her talent brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, it also sparked debates about the balance of media coverage in women's sports. Some argued that the spotlight on Clark might have overshadowed other deserving athletes, but there was no denying that her ability to draw viewers was unmatched. ESPN's focus on Clark wasn't just about showcasing her skills, it was about using her platform to elevate the entire sport. However, this intense media attention also came with its challenges. It raised questions about the sustainability of such a singular focus and whether it was fair to other athletes. Yet, in the grand scheme of things, Caitlin Clark's media presence pushed the conversation forward, making women's basketball a more prominent fixture in the sports world. Finally, let's talk about the role ESPN played in broadcasting Caitlin Clark's games. As the exclusive broadcaster of the NCAA Division I Women's Championship, ESPN ensured that fans across the nation could watch Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes compete in high-stakes games. These broadcasts did more than just showcase her talent. They elevated the visibility of women's basketball on a national stage. Every time Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court, it wasn't just a game. It was a moment that ESPN captured and amplified, bringing the sport to new heights. But here's the real question. What's next? Caitlin Clark's story is still being written, and with ESPN in her corner, the possibilities are endless. Will she continue to dominate the headlines? Will the media's focus shift as other stars emerge? Or will Caitlin Clark redefine what it means to be a sports icon in the modern era? One thing's for sure, whatever happens next, it's going to be something you won't want to miss. Stay tuned, because Caitlin Clark and ESPN, we're just getting started.
For me, if Rookie of the Year was picked today, I give it to Angel.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
ESPN's WNBA Rookie rankings just dropped a bombshell, placing Angel Reese above Caitlin Clark. But Clark's on-court response? Nothing short of spectacular. We're diving deep into the WNBA Rookie of the Year debate, analyzing Caitlin Clark's stats, and breaking down the game that might have just ended the WNBA rookie race once and for all. Let's break this down, WNBA fans. ESPN just released their updated WNBA 2024 Rookie Power Rankings, and it's causing quite a stir. They've ranked Chicago Sky's Angel Reese at number 1, with Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark at number 2. If you've been following WNBA games this season, you're probably as confused as we are about this WNBA rookie list. ESPN's reasoning leans heavily on advanced WNBA metrics, citing Reese's rebounds and double-doubles. Reese has 22 double-doubles, including a 15-game streak. Impressive WNBA stats, right? But here's the kicker. Many of those rebounds come from her own missed layups.
Reese with another rebound, making 18 rebounds. Remember, she's got back-to-back with 20 rebounds. Looking, pursuing. Once again, Reese with the tip, another chance. Reese trying to put it back. Oh!
Reese has the WNBA's worst shooting percentage from inside 5 feet, making only 29% of her close-range shots. Now let's talk Caitlin Clark WNBA impact. This rookie sensation is a true WNBA phenomenon. She's the fastest player in WNBA history to record 500-plus points and 250-plus assists. We're not just talking about a good WNBA rookie season, we're witnessing WNBA history. In the recent Fever vs. Sky matchup, Clark didn't just outplay Reese, she dominated the WNBA game. Clark's stat line? An impressive 31 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds in just 3 quarters. Clark was benched with 3:52 left, the WNBA win already secured for the Fever. Breaking down Clark's WNBA performance, she shot 8 of 14 from the field, 5 of 9 from three-point range. That's not just rookie efficiency, that's elite WNBA shooting. Those 12 assists? That's top-tier WNBA playmaking from a rookie. Meanwhile, in the WNBA rookie comparison, Reese posted 10 rebounds and 8 points, going 3 of 8 from the field. In this head-to-head WNBA rookie matchup, Clark clearly outshined Reese. Clark's 10th assist of the game broke another WNBA rookie record, surpassing Ticha Penicheiro for most 10-plus assist games by a WNBA rookie. This isn't just a good WNBA rookie season, it's potentially one of the best in WNBA history. Let's look at the bigger WNBA picture. The Indiana Fever finished last WNBA season 13-27. Now with Clark leading, they're 16-16 and in WNBA playoff contention. That's the Caitlin Clark effect on WNBA teams. Conversely, the Chicago Sky are struggling more this WNBA season with Reese than last year without her. While not entirely Reese's fault, it raises questions about WNBA rookie impact. Clark's WNBA court presence is game-changing. Her vision, passing ability, and long-range shooting open up the floor for teammates. Aaliyah Boston, for instance, is thriving with Clark's assists. The entire Fever team plays with more confidence when Clark is on the WNBA court. Beyond WNBA stats, Clark is revolutionizing the league. She's attracting new WNBA fans, filling WNBA arenas, and creating unprecedented WNBA buzz. Young female basketball players watching Clark are seeing new WNBA possibilities. addressing the Clark-Reese WNBA rivalry. While Reese is talented with a bright WNBA future, Clark is currently playing at a different level. Some are trying to hype this WNBA rookie rivalry, including Reese herself with her gestures and actions. But on the WNBA court, the comparison isn't close. Here's a mind-blowing WNBA stat. Caitlin Clark averages more blocks per game than Angel Reese, despite being 4 inches shorter. That's WNBA defensive impact from an offensive superstar. The final score of the Fever Sky game? 108-81, a dominant WNBA victory for Clark and the Fever. Even the Chicago WNBA crowd recognized Clark's brilliance, giving her a standing ovation as she left the court. That's respect in WNBA enemy territory. We need to address the less pleasant aspect. Late-game frustration leading to a dirty play against Clark. But true to her WNBA star status, Clark got up and kept going, showcasing her resilience in the face of WNBA physical play. If ESPN needed this WNBA game to reassess their rookie rankings, they got it. Clark didn't just outplay Reese, she made the entire concept of a WNBA rookie race seem laughable. Clark doesn't need defending. Her WNBA performances speak for themselves. She's not just the best WNBA rookie, she's rapidly becoming one of the best WNBA players overall. Clark's impact extends beyond individual games. She's elevating the entire WNBA, bringing unprecedented attention and excitement to women's basketball. When was the last time we saw this much buzz around a WNBA rookie? Clark's influence will be felt in women's basketball for years. She's inspiring the next generation of WNBA players, showing young girls what's possible in professional women's basketball. Her style of play is revolutionizing WNBA offensive strategies. Those long-range threes and no-look passes aren't just effective. They're making WNBA games must-watch events. As for the WNBA Rookie of the Year race, Clark's performance against the Sky should have ended any debate. She's not just the best rookie, she's a top WNBA player, period. Credit is due to the Indiana Fever coaching staff, especially head coach Christy Sides, for maximizing Clark's WNBA potential. They've built their WNBA offense around Clark's strengths, showcasing smart WNBA coaching strategy. WNBA rankings are opinions, but Caitlin Clark's on-court performances are facts. She's not just meeting WNBA rookie expectations, she's shattering them. The WNBA Rookie of the Year debate is over. Clark settled it with the ball in her hands and the crowd on its feet. The real question, how many WNBA MVP awards will Clark win? We're witnessing the birth of a WNBA superstar, and the league will never be the same.
You know, this game's going to be chippy from the beginning. I don't know what they're doing or what they've been doing or what's going on. It doesn't matter to us. We keep doing what we're doing. Come on.
Together! 31 points, 12 assists, one unforgettable night. Caitlin Clark just rewrote the WNBA rookie playbook. In a high-stakes showdown against Angel Reese, Clark didn't just win, she dominated. But the big question remains, is the WNBA Rookie of the Year race already over? Buckle up, WNBA fans, because we're breaking down a game that will be talked about for years to come. Let's set the scene. Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky. Two teams, two standout rookies, one epic showdown. What was supposed to be a close battle turned into the Caitlin Clark show, a performance that has everyone asking if this is the defining moment in the 2024 WNBA season. From the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court, you could feel the intensity. This wasn't just another game, it was a statement. Her posture, her focus, everything screamed, "This is my house now." And boy, did she prove it. Let's break down the numbers, because they're nothing short of spectacular. Clark finished with 31 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds. But here's the kicker, she did it all in just 3 quarters. That's right, Caitlin Clark was already on the bench with 3 minutes left in the fourth, the game well in hand. Now let's talk about those 12 assists. This isn't just about scoring, it's about Caitlin Clark's next-level vision on the court. She's not just playing the game, she's conducting a symphony. Each pass, each play, perfectly timed and executed. Clark is redefining the point guard position in the WNBA, showing why she's a game changer for the Indiana Fever. But it's not just the quantity of her stats, it's the quality. Caitlin Clark shot 5 for 8 from beyond the arc. We're talking long-range bombs that had even Chicago Sky fans rising from their seats. One shot from way beyond the three-point line was pure magic. It wasn't just a basket, it was a statement that Caitlin Clark is here to change the WNBA forever. Now let's address the elephant in the room, Angel Reese. This game was hyped as Clark versus Reese, the battle of the WNBA's super rookies, but it turned into a one-woman show. While Clark was lighting up the scoreboard, Reese struggled. She finished with just 10 points and 11 rebounds. In this head-to-head matchup, it wasn't even close. But here's where it gets really interesting. Caitlin Clark's impact goes way beyond her personal stats. Let's talk about the Indiana Fever. Last season, they were the league's punching bag, finishing with a dismal 13-27 record. Now they're playoff contenders, and a lot of that is thanks to Caitlin Clark's leadership and on-court brilliance. The final score, 181, a blowout. By the end of the third quarter, with Clark already on the bench, the Fever were up 98-74. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement to the entire WNBA. The Indiana Fever are here, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. But it's not just about one game. Caitlin Clark is transforming this franchise. Her teammates are playing better. Aaliyah Boston, for example, is thriving with Clark's pinpoint passes. The chemistry is electric, and it's giving opposing defenses nightmares. The Fever have gone from a rebuilding team to a legitimate playoff threat, all thanks to their rookie sensation. And let's talk about that Caitlin Clark confidence. It's contagious. You can see it in how the whole team plays. They believe they can beat anyone, any night. That champion mentality, it's crucial for a young team looking to make noise in the playoffs. But success comes with a price. Late in the game, with the Fever comfortably ahead, we saw the ugly side of frustration. Caitlin Clark was pushed from behind during a transition play. She fell hard, causing a moment of concern for every WNBA fan watching. This incident speaks volumes. Caitlin Clark isn't just winning games, she's getting into her opponents' heads. The Chicago Sky, a respected team with their own stars, resorted to desperate tactics. It's the kind of impact we usually see from seasoned veterans, not rookies in their first WNBA season. But Caitlin Clark, she got up, dusted herself off, and walked back to the bench with a smile. That smile said it all. You can knock me down, but you can't stop me. This is the kind of resilience that defines superstars in the WNBA. Now let's zoom out for a second. This performance isn't just about one game or even one season. We're watching the birth of a WNBA superstar. Caitlin Clark is redefining what's possible for a rookie. She's not just playing well, she's changing the game and raising the bar for the entire WNBA. And it's not just Caitlin Clark who's evolving. Let's talk about Coach Christy Sides. At the start of the season, many questioned if Sides could maximize Clark's potential. Well, those doubts are fading fast. Sides has rebuilt the Indiana Fever's offense around Caitlin Clark's unique skills. The result? A fluid, unpredictable attack that left the Chicago Sky defense scrambling. Sides isn't just letting Clark shine, she's building a cohesive, dangerous team around her star. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. While this game feels like a coronation for Caitlin Clark, it's important to remember we're still early in the season. There's a lot of basketball left to play. That said, it's hard to imagine anyone catching Clark in the WNBA Rookie of the Year race after this performance. She's not just putting up numbers, she's changing the narrative around her team and the league. And here's an exciting thought. This might just be the beginning of an epic rivalry. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two of the most talented and charismatic players to enter the WNBA in years, already have history from their college days. Now that rivalry has been transported to the biggest stage in women's basketball. Yes, Caitlin Clark dominated this matchup, but Angel Reese is a fierce competitor. You can bet she's going to use this defeat as fuel. She'll go back to training, work even harder, and come back with everything next season. And Clark? Well, she just set a new standard for herself. Now the pressure's on to maintain this level of play. Can she continue to dominate like this? Or will Reese and other rising stars find a way to contain her? Imagine future matchups between these two. Every Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game will be must-watch TV. Comparisons will be inevitable. Statistics will be scrutinized, and fans on both sides will passionately defend their favorite player. But beyond the numbers and the rivalries, let's appreciate what we're witnessing. Caitlin Clark's performance isn't just changing games, it's changing the WNBA. She's bringing new fans to the league, filling arenas, and creating buzz we haven't seen in years. This is the kind of star power that can elevate an entire sport. Young girls watching Caitlin Clark aren't just seeing a great player, they're seeing what's possible. They're seeing a woman dominate on the biggest stage, playing with a joy and confidence that's infectious. And let's be clear, this isn't just good for the Indiana Fever or for Caitlin Clark herself. It's good for the entire WNBA. Rising tides lift all boats, and Caitlin Clark is creating a tidal wave of interest in women's basketball. As the dust settles on Caitlin Clark's historic night, one thing is clear. The WNBA will never be the same. We're not just watching a great rookie season, we're witnessing the birth of a superstar. The Rookie of the Year race, it might be over, but Caitlin Clark's impact on the league, that's just beginning. Buckle up, WNBA fans. The Caitlin Clark era is here, and it's going to be one hell of a ride.